my name is Gabriels, and I'll be presenting on behalf of DomTom Studios, our lovely game demo. It'll be a screencast of just a playthrough of the game, so Didn't Squash Them All by DomTom Studios. And right here you can see a main menu. We have a couple of options here. Exiting will just lead you to exit the game. Controls display all the controls within the game. So WASD for movement, left click to hit, F5 for full screen, and E to interact. I'm not going to go full screen in this screencast because it does break my recorder. With options, you can actually increase the volume of the music, and then you also decrease it. This helps with accessibility if you do want to hear more of the sound effects, maybe hints of the roaches somewhere lurking around. We haven't actually added sounds for the roaches, but in future this would be what you'd be used for more, so you can hear the clicks. For this example, I'm just going to keep it somewhere a bit 3/4 of the way there, and then we can go play. And you're instantly inside of the game. Your task is on the top left corner, just to read the story, and a dialogue also pops up, which you cannot skip. The game is frozen, so you just have to go through this. So it does tell you about how you were a kid, left at home alone, and your parents went on holidays. You also didn't pay any attention, didn't do any chores, and left the house unclean. With that, then your house got infested with roaches, and you need to squash them all, and this is where the game begins. And the top left says to press space. That's a bit later. But there's a new dialogue, but this is the kids' dialogue, inner monologue, where ew, there's a roach. I need to get rid of it. I need to get a spatula, and I need to squash the roach with it. You get this camera cutscene with a curve controller, which just goes around. Our future development of this would be to go around the few rooms we have, just to show off. And you can actually leave it by pressing space. There is a few models furnishing this area. I can show you a few, and you can see your WASD movement and camera movement. And within here, you can see there's the hallway. We were in the kitchen slash living room. Now this is the kid's bedroom. This is where the kid actually would be spawning in our usual sense. But for this demo, we spawned in the kitchen. That's the parents' bedroom. It has more furniture than normal. And there's the bathroom. We do not have colliders on the walls, so you can walk through it, and our character is not physics-based for now. So let's do what the task tells us, to pick up the spatula. So E to pick up, and we picked it up. With that you can actually use it and squash roaches with that. So it says left click to squash. And now the music changes. It was from calm now to intensive music, which kind of is upbeat and creating this urgency that it has to be completed. So there are so many of them, I need to squash them all. And now you see there is a lot more the house which you can actually squash when you click on it. You can also see how the spatula kind of goes down and up, which you can actually see. There is a few times roaches do collide with each other and then they kind of fling each other a bit, but it adds to the randomness, I'd say. And when you do click on them, they just get squashed. They just have a random controller which just goes to a random position for a couple of seconds and then changes directions. We tried to implement that they would turn towards the direction they want to go, but unfortunately it doesn't seem like it was possible at that time. And then we can end the game by squashing the last bug. Normally you would squash over 20 or more, and you would have more of a spawning rate. So it would spawn gradually instead of all at once in this demo, but that is mostly it. we only did 3 here, so we could speed up the screencast, and there's also a time limit. So if you do lose it in 2 minutes, it has been increased in this demo, so we don't lose midway through our explanations. But normally there would be a 2-minute to 5-minute timer. We were still considering about it, but it is 2 minutes from what we've wrote today. And you either get a win or lose screen depending on whether you got to 2,000 score, each book is 1,000 score, or you run out of time where you kind of got your house infested by roaches and your parents do come home eventually. We don't really say that, but it kind of would be signified that you're in trouble if you still have roaches here. And that would be just bringing you back to the menu, and that is pretty much it. Thank you for watching.